Hello, everyone. Today is October 9th, 2024. This is the CSI Community Meeting. Today, we just have one thing in the agenda that is talking about moving working group snapshot to beta in Kubernetes and also moving it to GA in CSI spec. So we talked about this last meeting. Basically, we want to get vendor buy-in, right? So I did send out email on mailing list, and we did get replies. I think that was right. That was last time. So we got replies from 3 vendors. That's 4 CSI drivers, right? 2 from IBM Red Hat for the Ceph CSI Ceph RBD. They have already implemented, and also from Alibaba and Infinidat. They also implemented, although I think those are probably not production yet, but they are implementing that in their driver. So they also say they're also saying they are fine with moving this to beta or moving CSI.
Did the NetApp people never respond?
I have not heard from NetApp.
Okay. Were you at the last Thursday's SIG storage meeting? Because I was on vacation that day, and
So
some of the
yeah,
NetApp people said they were going to come and talk.
but they didn't talk about it. Yeah, yeah. There were a few people showing up, but I thought they were there for some other. Are they there for something else? I thought there was
no, well,
some bug fix or something. I thought someone was talking about a bug fix. No one talked about a voting group snapshot. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so based on my conversations with people at NetApp, um, there's a couple different flavors of CG snapshot that their device implements, and it sounded like one of them would work, but one of them wouldn't work. And I was hoping that they would come and explain if there's a change that could be made that would accommodate ones that wouldn't. I mean, I don't want to hold it up any longer. I
Yeah,
do
they need
think
to
that
be
there's a
more.
conversation.
Yeah, they need to be more vocal. They can't be just
Yeah,
we can't be holding for something that we are not sure what that is, right? So just something like
yeah,
maybe or that. I think that's just not strong enough because other
yeah.
people have
So
been working very hard on this, right? So Infinidad is okay. Alibaba is also okay. Yeah.
so we should go ahead with the promotion of the feature to GA on that basis. Is there a PR that
Yes.
exists?
Yes.
Okay.
So
You want to
I
put
want to say all above 3 vendors replied in mailing list that they are fine. I will include the link later. Right, there was a link actually. It's actually public record now. So so the conclusion is
okay, the PR
yes,
is number 573.
we are
It's
fine
like,
moving it to GA. Okay, you found it? Okay. If you find it, can you just add it there? Oops.
sorry.
Oh,
Didn't look too
we're
good.
typing at the same time.
Yeah, let me see if I can make this look better. Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so that's good. We are moving forward with that. And then the other one is so the cap is in review, right? So there is still a little bit risk because we just have one day. But I think we have made some progress on that, right? Initially, I think I remember I pinged you. Yang had some
Mhm.
concerns, but I think we talked about it. We did come up with some compromise, and I made some changes. So he has some additional comments on this one. I need to because this was like in my we are not in the same time zone. So I got it this morning. I have not got a chance to respond. So I want to take a closer look and respond. And basically just some additional changes, make sure this would work. So, but I think hopefully we can, I definitely will reply by the end of day today,
Yeah.
and hopefully he
So,
can take a look tomorrow morning and get it. Then we can, yeah.
well,
Mhm.
I haven't had time to go through
Yeah.
Jan's
I can explain
concerns,
to you
but
what is so
well,
yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
Okay.
Do any of them have any bearing on the CSI spec
No,
definition?
no.
Okay.
CS back is
Okay.
just yeah.
So we should follow up on those for the sake of the KEP, but for the
Yeah.
purpose of the CSI spec, I think we're saying we just need to. So how many do we have any reviews on this, or is it just
CSI spec?
yeah?
No, no, this one I
Um,
just submitted, right? Just this one because waiting for you to review. This is a
yeah,
yeah. This is waiting for you to review. So CSI spec, we don't have any problem because CSI spec has all the information we need,
yeah.
right?
I'm just looking at it
Just
right now during the meeting.
yeah, yeah.
The actual PR appears to just remove a bunch of alpha things. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay. Alpha, alpha, alpha. Okay, and then the auto generated code is the bulk of the actual change. Um,
Yeah, so I just put a comment here saying the scab, I'm sorry, scab, cap, basically, those are really just some changes would happen in the external snapshotter. It's not in the CSS spec, right? Yeah,
okay. Do we
yeah.
need a second reviewer for this
For what? For the containers
for
CSI?
the PR?
For the for the CSI change, you mean this one?
Yeah.
For this change, I think if you're good, I think we're good, right? And then Saad, of course, can take another look. I don't know what you like. Do you all need other people you all want James to look at or what? I mean, if you are
Uh,
fine, we are fine. I don't know
yeah,
what.
moving something from alpha to GA, the biggest risk just seems like there's some like it would be good to be able to test this somehow. And I don't have any CSI drivers where I can easily just like compile against the new version and just verify that nothing breaks. Right. So
Can
I'm
you
the only
use
thing I'm
the
worried about is a
host
mechanical issue.
What about
Um,
what about hostpass driver?
does it implement group snapshots?
Yes, yes.
Ah,
Yeah, hostpass driver
okay.
implement group snapshot. We also
And
have also
you
added
tested it with this
yes.
change?
Oh,
Okay.
this has not because this change is very new. So we can definitely, you know what? Uh we can definitely test this one and then just to put some results here saying, hey, we also tested the hostpass driver with this new change, right? We can definitely do something like that. So
Yeah, it would just be embarrassing to merge it and realize
oh
like
yeah,
we
yeah.
forgot a
Okay.
semicolon somewhere and it doesn't compile. But in principle, I'm fine with
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
doing it. So
Sure.
I guess my recommendation would be yeah, test this
Okay, let's see. How do
modified
we
code
do?
with
So
hostpath driver.
we can just kind of manually, yeah, without bumping this one, we can just get this change and then kind of compile the host path driver with it, right? That should be good, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah. You just have to change your like go.mod
Hold
for
up, right?
hostpath to point to a different
Uh,
CSI to point to
to a
your local
commit.
copy of the CSI spec. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Well, no, you'll have a one Git repo with a local copy of the CSI spec with this branch, and then you'll
Mhm.
point the host path driver's go mod at that
Okay.
directory
So what?
instead
Okay.
of
Okay.
and then do a build because I've done that
So what
before.
else? Okay, okay. So what else do we need to? Okay, let's see. So we use a host path driver. We just compile it with this, with this change, and then we just try some like sanity
And
test.
and, and see, I
Create a group,
what
create group snapshot, delete it. Right? That's pretty much it.
so
Right?
so this is a separate topic, but I kind of wish that like the host path driver testing was integrated with our CSI spec repos so that when people push PRs,
Those are
we could
not
test
even in the
them
same
on the.
org. We can't. Right? It's not in the same org.
No.
So,
This would just be a test job, right? Like the
uh,
CSI spec could have a test job that says every every PR that's
That
submitted,
would
we're going
be,
to
yeah,
compile
that
it,
actually, okay,
test
you
it
know
with.
what? Let me actually add this. Let me add this one.
Um,
Okay.
I mean,
So
we've talked about this
that would be
before, but
future
it's.
because I think, yeah, maybe future,
Oh
this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
some future thing.
I'm just
So
saying
let's
we
say,
talked about it before. It would be nice to
oh,
have that
okay.
so that we
Oops,
didn't have
sorry.
to do the manual work.
Yeah, yeah. So,
If you're
so,
willing to
so,
do the manual work, I think we're good.
right. I don't
So
think we have time for the automatic work at this time, but
no, no,
we
definitely.
will,
I'm not proposing
yeah,
we do it. I'm saying
we
uh it
should compile. Let me just write down the few things. Let me compile. Uh, oh, sorry, compile CSI host class driver with this change and do sanity tests like create group snapshot, group delete snapshot, right? Create volume snapshot, right? So that should be good, right?
uh
For the menu test part.
yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the code.
Okay. And then I want to add
Yes.
like a separate item here. This is just like a separate item. We should, what do you say? We should, I don't remember we talked about this before. I think that's such a good idea. We should work on adding a, how do you say, adding
A,
a
a
job
test job to the CSI spec repo that actually creates like a Kubernetes cluster and a CSI driver and tries
in
to use
you mean CSI test in the
uh
Kubernetes CSI test, right?
no, I was thinking an actual
Right.
CSI driver on an actual Kubernetes cluster that just uses the the CSI spec. So because then any
That would
change.
be in the host path normally because so CSI test we just add the test, right? Uh, I think it's in host path that's where actually
But what we're looking for is regressions that would break a CSI driver, right? Because in principle, everything that we add to the CSI spec should not break any existing drivers. So
yeah, yeah.
so if you just have an existing host path driver, it should be able to link with the new version of the CSI spec and it should still work exactly as well as
So
it used to work.
last
And
time,
that would just be
yeah,
a regression test that
I
would
was trying
catch
to
it would have caught the issue that we had
right. I was just trying to
a month
remember
back.
how did we how did we catch that? Just trying to remember how we catch that.
The
How did we
human beings
catch that
caught
error
it.
last
Human
time?
beings caught it because we released the new spec and then people pulled it and their drivers broke. And
Okay.
so we
We
didn't
should
have the appropriate tests.
we
Uh,
should work on adding
so
a new test. So basically, before we release, like
no,
we
I'm talking about a pre-submit. So
oh okay.
what, as part of our GitHub
Test job.
PR checks, it
But
would be
I
great
mean,
to have it.
but then that test has to be in here, not I mean that's the thing. We're
Yes, yes. No,
right.
I'm not saying this is easy. I'm saying that
Yeah, yeah, but
this
I'm
is a
just
good goal to have.
right. Then that's the test. Yeah, yeah. I think if we want to prevent that test has to be here because we add test. I think it's still good to add test in there, but then that means it's already merged, or it could be already be
Yeah,
merged.
yeah. We want to catch stuff
Just
that
have-
breaks drivers before
Okay.
stuff merges. And right now the only it's all manual, right? We need a human being to try it. And I used to have a
Yeah,
CSI driver that I could test everything against when I was at NetApp, but I don't have that now.
yeah.
So it's just harder. Um,
Add a
but
preset job in CSI repo, basically.
in the spec repo,
That's back
yeah,
repo.
container, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Maybe actually this will be something like future work. Or just add a future work. I'm not sure what about. Okay. But then do we still need to do anything? This is a kind of a little bit late. We do have a test that, that's like with a particular release, we do have those tests, but do we also want to say, hey, get the kind of weird, getting the latest? That's kind of weird, right? I don't know. How do we do? Do we still need to have a new test in those repos? Like CS driver, but does that even make sense? So right
No,
now,
yeah, I'm just talking about in the spec repo, just
okay,
picking a driver, creating
okay,
a Kubernetes cluster, um, periodically we'd have to update the driver version of the Kubernetes version. But they could be pinned, and that the theory is a CSI spec change should never break an existing driver that already works, right?
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah,
just a question of how do you spin up a test cluster, in using GitHub's test infrastructure
we could use
to
kind, right? You could always use kind.
well, does kind work with CSI drivers?
Yes, yes. We actually use that now for VAC. We actually have a kind cluster, a job just added for that. So for the volume attributes class, we actually have a job added using kind cluster. And also for volume group snapshot, now we also use a kind cluster. We just
I,
added the
I,
UUT test.
okay, I don't know enough about how kind clusters work to know if they
Yeah.
successfully exercise all the bits you would want to
Uh-huh.
exercise.
Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
it's like, yeah, of course that this is
like
not.
where's the node plugin run in a kind cluster?
It's all in one, right? So it's like you just have like one. It's not like you want to run multiple nodes, even with especially with host paths. It just run with everything run in one node, I think, something like that. So it's not for you to test, failover type of thing. I think would be hard to test with that. So this is
Okay,
mostly testing.
but you can test the control plugin and the node plugin,
Yeah, those you should be able to test. Yeah, just like
and
one,
you
you have like one node cluster. Yeah. should
okay,
be should,
interesting.
well, that should be good enough for CSI spec because we don't really need to test like multiple node for CSI spec, right? So I think, I mean, we should be able to do that. Yeah, use a kind cluster and use CSI driver. CSI driver host path, I think, has most of the features. I don't know if we implement every single feature, but most of those are in CSI host path. So CPT is not there yet, right? So they are also talking about having a sample driver.
Gosh.
So I have,
Well,
I
and any snapshotting that exists there is not real snapshotting, right?
yeah,
That's the
but
problem.
that's okay, right? Because of this in CSS spec, you're not really testing whether the
Well, but I mean,
sufficient or not.
but I've
Mhm.
seen people in the SIG storage channel complain that they can't take snapshots because weird things happen with
Oh,
host path. I was like, it's not supposed
yeah,
to work,
yeah,
but
yeah.
people get the impression that it's going to work. So
Mhm.
we just need to be careful with that kind of thing and say this is a testing only driver. Don't
Right, right.
expect.
You're just testing the spec, right? Spec is, the spec is not going to do quite for you because if that's what they're asking for, right?
Well,
So
but I mean, it's reasonable to like have a test which is generating IO and then takes a snapshot and then deletes the volume and then restores the snapshot and then validates that the contents of the volume is correct,
did you
right?
say that you have a driver that actually does that? I remember you said
I
you wrote a driver, but did you,
when I was at NetApp, I did, yes.
but that driver is not like public? Is that not in
I
GitHub or
no,
something?
I tried to get NetApp to open source it. They
Oh, they don't.
declined.
That's too bad.
Yeah, yes.
It'd be nice to have that. Uh, right. Okay. So, well, but have some testing is better than nothing, right? It's a sample driver. You can't be asking too much of that, right? So because
Yeah,
you
yeah. No, for this, I'm just a smoke test with evidence that nothing broke would be great.
Mhm.
All manual. Yeah, the future work is just nice to have. Uh, so, did
Mhm.
anyone else join us, or yeah, no one else joined this
Just
meeting.
the two of
So I don't
us.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been reviewing the change. Looking, it looks like you got all the alphas fixed.
Mhm.
So yeah, if we can just do a
Okay.
quick
Do some
regression
testing.
test with HostPath, I think we're good.
Okay.
And also we should get Saad to do an approval, but I'll poke him
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this week
Sure.
anyway.
Sure. We can ping him. I think he's out this week. So once you are good
Yeah.
with it, then yeah, we can just ping him.
Okay. So what do we need to talk about with regard to the cap? Because we only have a few
Oh,
minutes left.
I think we are fine, unless if you are interested in learning what other issues. It's basically some implementation details, but it's all related to Kubernetes side. The CSI
Okay.
side, at least I think it's good that we actually have everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So remember we fixed this. You remember there was an issue with restoring. That was the main problem that Yang was having. Remember there was a bug that they are saying they couldn't restore they couldn't create a voting front snapshot using a voting group snapshot because they don't have the pairing. Remember that
Okay.
we talked about that several times
Yeah.
EP working group meeting, and then we make the change. So we basically added this. It's like a list, right? Like the PV. What is that? It's like PVC voting snapshot pairing list in the voting
Yeah.
snapshot. Yeah.
So you could restore the components of the group
Right,
one
so
by
they can
one.
restore. Yeah, so Yang does not like that. So he was like, "Oh, this looks really weird." So I explained to him, and he still does not like that. Uh,
Or did he have an alternative proposal?
well, I think it's we still need it, right? So he was saying, remember we all also talked about, hey, maybe it would be good to have it look like it's like a dynamic provisioned volume snapshot, because what happened is because we have the volume snapshot handles, so we provision it as a statically provisioned snapshots, right? Because you remember we talked about this, right?
Oh, you're
Remember
talking
that
about this. You're
yeah,
talking
remember
about
that issue?
statically
Remember we talked
created
about
group
it? Yeah, yeah.
snapshots.
Kind of little, it's kind of in
Right.
between. It's a little weird, right? We talked about that. We
Okay.
didn't because I was a little bit worried about kind of messing up with the existing one snapshot code. So he didn't really like that. So she said, oh, if you have the PV, you have the PVC in the source, then you don't need to have this weird pairing in the status. But I was thinking about it, even if we go that way, because we still need to support statically provisioned water group snapshot, because we need to support two cases, right? Even if
Well,
we,
but if you have the PVC in the source, the
but that is
PVC
only
could be
for,
deleted, right?
I'm sorry,
The PVC could be deleted. So
PC could
if
be, the PVC
if
could
this
be, yeah, it could be
if the
deleted.
snapshot just has like a pointer to the name of the
It's a name,
PVC
yeah,
and the
yeah.
PVC is deleted,
Right, right.
then it doesn't
I think he
do a
just
lot of good.
does not like to have like a PVC volume
Yeah.
snapshot pair
Yeah.
showing up in the
Okay.
status. So
Okay.
but I'm thinking
Well,
even if we do, what we talked about, maybe do some weird things to say, hey, if you have the voting group snapshot name there, then even if the PVC name is there, you kind of treat it separately, don't treat it as a dynamic provision. So something like that, some weird thing.
okay.
We can
But
do something, but even if we do that, we still need to support statically provisioned voting group snapshot, which would still have the
yeah.
same issue, which you don't have the
Okay.
PVC name in there. You still need to have that
Yeah.
in there. So I don't think that's solving the whole problem. Uh,
But
so
but we're only proposing taking it to beta on the Kubernetes side, right? So
yeah,
it will be GA on CSI side because we're happy with
yeah.
it.
See, yeah,
But on the
CSI we are
Kubernetes
fine.
side, we
Yeah.
can promote it to beta, and then if someone comes with a better idea,
Yeah,
it,
we could
it
still,
won't be
yeah,
too late to change it.
yeah, we could still, yeah,
So
yeah.
okay,
It's
okay.
not, yeah, it's not, and also, I mean, I think, it sounds like his latest comment, he's not kind of saying he has to block that if that's there anymore. So it sounds like he was trying to. So, but there was another thing which he was saying is, we are, because we kind of delayed the creation of the individual objects because I don't want this to be hanging around for too long. All the individual snapshots, all the objects flying around while we are still trying to create them in the back, on the storage system. So we kind of hold them off until at the very end, right? It's kind of static provisioning. So he wants those to be kind of created in the beginning. So I explained that's the reason I want to hold it off, because I don't want this very difficult to debug and things like that, cleaning up. So that part he was
Hmm.
okay. So then there was a compromise saying, hey, maybe, we create them, of course, we hold them off, create them. But once they are created, we just kind of update the status of the volume snapshot to say, hey, now it's created. Now we are still creating the objects in the controller, in
But
the snapshot controller, not in the, right now I'm doing everything, at where they are. When I'm getting the handle, I'm creating everything in a snapshot
Well, so,
format.
so is it possible to invite him to one of the data protection working group meetings to work through some of these issues, or does that time not work for him?
I think we actually have a proposal. I was trying to explain to you. So I
Okay,
actually put my
yeah,
change right now. So, but I think we have the another meeting coming in 1 minute. Yeah.
yeah,
We can talk
yeah.
about that of
I've got
the
to jump it, but
yeah.
just can you, I guess, ping me on Slack after you try the host path regression test,
Yes, I can.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we'll be good.
Okay.
Thanks a
All
lot,
right.
and thanks
Thank
for running the
you.
meeting, Shing.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Bye.
All right, bye bye.